part 4.
Well, here we are at part 43. And we might as well get this started. Because this is the finale. Then we can go into, we can start with breaking down, then we can start breaking down Mr. Legion's story. We've been checked in his, but thanks to Fatina that's sending me the link. I haven't went into, like I said, I haven't went into it yet, but we're gonna do it once I finish with her and her lies. So let's go ahead on and get right on into it.
43. Who the fuck did I marry? So after the conversation with the aunt, again, she's telling me that Legion has been keeping up this lie that we had a son. I have let her know, no ma'am, there was no baby. We did not have a baby. And I said, I thought that he told you. And she said, he's told a few people that you all had a baby.
How you thought that he told you and you didn't never hear him talk about it, that said you and him, nowhere in this story had you said that he sat down and had no conversation with this aunt. So how did you thought that he told her? Liar.
And she said, because I know some people were trying to send a gift to celebrate the birth. I didn't know anything about that. Didn't know anything about that. So she said, he's trying to come stay with me. She said, but I don't think I want him to, again, she's an older lady. She's like, I don't think I want him to come here because I don't really want to get involved with his divorce again. And I said, what do you mean again? I said, are you talking about the previous wife? And I said the previous ex-wife's name. She said, I don't know who that is. I'm talking about Latanya, that one, the first one. And I said, well, what happened? Do y'all remember I said in my previous
good morning
video,
Janae, good morning,
that I read their divorce records. He had filed for divorce and they had a temporary protection order against each other. I said that. So now the aunt is on the phone saying that she had to go to court and testify on Legion's behalf in regards to the temporary protective order. And I was like, well, what happened? She said they got into a fight with each other. And she slapped him. And I said, well, do you know why they got into a fight? And she said, yeah, apparently he had lied to the wife and it was something major and they got into a physical fight. And she said that woman almost beat his behind. And so he asked the court for a temporary protective order. So now I'm just getting the backstory on how that TPO was even came into play.
Now how that make any sense? This nigga standing up there 6'4" now. She said it out of her mouth. He was 6'4", 300 pounds. How in the world you gonna tell me unless that bitch was standing up there 7 foot and she almost beat his ass? Come on now. How the fuck is that gonna even go down that type of way? I ain't never, like I said, unless she standing up there 7 foot and 300 pounds with him. Ain't no way in the hell no damn woman gonna sit here and beat no one man ass unless he is on his damn deathbed or something. But of course she telling this made up bullshit story. Why you say you gave me this?
So I told her, I said, Miss...
There have to be a reason.
Christy, we'll call her. I said, you don't have to worry about that. I said, we're not, he's already signed the paperwork. We're not fighting. I don't have it in me.
This don't even make sense.
So I said, I'm not going to tell you not to have certain people in your home, but I am going to tell you that I'm just barely kind of discovering exactly what the lies are in regards to Legion. So if you feel comfortable having him in your home, then do it. I said, but I am going forward with this divorce, and once the divorce is final, I will have nothing to do with him. And I said, and I'm so sorry, that he lied to you. and kind of pulled at your heartstrings in regards to a baby. I said, there is no baby. So she said, so y'all are really getting a divorce? I said, and I didn't want to cuss to the older ladies, but I said, yes, ma'am. We are.
Okay, why would she have to ask her? Now, mind you, the lady just told her that she had to go to court with the dude because he was fighting the other woman. So why is it so hard for her to believe that she getting a divorce? Why? Now, after she done said that Nat told you that he done lied about, you told her he lied about having a baby, so why would she come back? See, this woman here just making up shit. Just making up shit that she go to don't even give a fuck that it don't make sense no more. That's the sad part. Oh, she gonna ask, oh, y'all really having a divorce? After she gonna sit here and done ran down 1,001 reasons that it's funny how every one of the relatives of his she talked to, they read the same like a canary and tell her that he ain't no good. Every one of them now. How many relatives doing shit like that? They gonna talk to a complete stranger. They don't know her from Adam or Eve. They don't know what she calling about. They don't even know that they didn't know she exists because she didn't know they exist. And they get ready to tell her their whole life history about him. Make it make sense.
We are. And so we get off the phone. Also during this time, Legion would call me every now and then. Legion had no idea I've spoken to his ex-wife, I've spoken to his brother, I've spoken to his female cousin. He had no idea. I have now, if we want to go through real quick and talk about what we can confirm. We can confirm that there is no sister. We already knew there was no baby. There was no VP job. Again, he was a temp, and apparently he was making decent money. So what I believe, and this is just what I think off of putting pieces together, I think that he made enough money to pay the household bills, because it wasn't as if the household bills were so expensive. He made enough money to live on his own. But instead of him living on his own, he's living with me. So we can also confirm that when he told me that he was paying his car off and he called the dealership and paid his car off, we can confirm that that's a lie. That story will come up later on. So pretty much at this point, the only thing I know to be true, his name, his date of birth, the secondary social security number that was on my background check, and that he has 2 brothers and the parents are deceased. At this point in time of July 2021, that's all that I was able to confirm that to be true. So later on, Legion calls me. He calls me because he wants some money. He just needs a little bit of money to hold him over till payday. And so we're on the phone. The call, again, I was recording all my calls at the time.
So why we on here?
Phone, and I finally confronted him, number one, about having a twin. That's when he tells me, I don't know why I lied, but I don't really talk about him. Number 2, I asked him why did he get fired from the condiment company. His story is that he got fired because he had helped a truck driver and he was not supposed to. I know it's a lie. Y'all don't even have to tell me. I know it's a lie. Number 3, I asked him, why did you tell your aunt that we had a baby? He claims he never told her that, and that she's old and she didn't know what she was talking about. So then I asked him if he was ever in trouble where he's been arrested. And he said, yeah, I've been arrested as a juvenile, but my father had my record expunged. I said, were you ever arrested as an adult? He said, nah, I ain't never been arrested as an adult. I said, so you never went to weekend jail? He said, no, I don't even know what that is. So he doesn't know what weekend jail is. That's his story. And so he was still standing by the lies he told me.
Well, you
So
were letting them
finally, I just
co-sign
asked
with it.
him,
Because that was
and
your...
this is where
My thing, rather than at this point here, it wouldn't be no more asking him questions. That's what make her look stupid. Cause why are you still asking him questions? Knowing he's okay, you already said he a big liar. He ain't gonna answer nothing truthfully. So what's the point of you keep asking him questions? Why not just go on and tell him the truth that you got? That's what she need to do. Stay here asking, oh, so you never went to weekend jail. So you don't know, so your aunt, oh, don't know what she's talking about. So this and this and that. Rather than sit here telling her, well, you can stop, well, you can cut with the bullshit. I found the receipts in your backpack. Plus your aunt said you went and did this. Come on now. Man, at least if you're gonna tell a lie in the story, make the story make sense. My God, this girl again. Like I said, she done got so comfortable with the stupid ass shit that she telling. Don't realize at this point everybody and their mama's tuned in to this bullshit. So it's like she don't give a fuck how she telling the damn story. That's what I'm saying, Atlanta. Why she just interrogate? Leave him alone. I wouldn't ask him shit. You divorcing? You leave. What do it matter that you getting questions and getting shit correct now? You leaving him the fuck alone? Let him go. Send him a couple dollars if you gonna send it to her, and go about your damn business. He ain't do nothing to her. He didn't hurt her. He ain't take no money from her. Why she mad? Just cause he lied. Okay, he didn't make you. He didn't make you believe him. Your big fat frog ass face wanted to believe him. Thick throat ass wanted to believe what he was saying. Big bulge popped out ass head, she wanted to believe him. So you can't get mad at him. Shit. Send him the damn money and go the fuck on. Asking him questions is already, asking him questions is dead. Should he be part of the situation right now? Anything you say anything to him now, you ought to be coming at him with receipts. Well, I know you're lying because I found this out. I called this person and that person. But yeah, you still want to sit here and tell, but this is her story. Like I said, I guess it go along with the story she tell, the lies she telling.
Why the hell did you even marry me? Like, why? Why did you even marry me?
Why did you marry him?
You easily could have just stayed dating or been the boyfriend or just moved on with your life. Like, you didn't have to marry me. You didn't have
you married him too?
Pull me into a marriage and make me think that this is what you wanted. This is what he said to me on that phone call. He said, I had to marry you. And I was like, no, you didn't. He said, yes, I did. He said, I knew full well from day one that there was no way you were going to stay my girlfriend for longer than a year. He said, I knew it. He said, I knew in order to keep you, I was going to have to marry you.
That don't even make damn sense.
Y'all, my jaw hit the ground. I could not believe he said that. And he said it so matter of fact.
I mean, what?
And I was like, that is the most fucked up thing you could ever say. Part 44.
You see how I said how it cut off?
Did I marry? The videos that you saw earlier were filmed earlier today. And yes, I'm aware. It was brought to my attention. I had to make a decision whether or not to finish, keep my word, or stop, disappear. Disappear.
Yeah, she done lost it. Her mental is fucked up.
Let's finish. So, first of all, let me say this. It is not easy telling this story.
Yes, it is.
It is It's
Yes, it is.
entertaining.
Now all of a
I
sudden,
know
now
it's gone viral,
she in a fit look. Now she know it done went
but it
viral.
is not easy
Yes,
telling
it
this
is.
story.
Yes, it is. It's easy
I
telling a
made a
lie.
decision to tell this story. I made a decision to share my story, what I went through, in hopes that it helps just one person. But I would be remiss if I didn't tell you all it is not easy telling this
Why
story.
wouldn't it? Why ain't it easy telling a lie? Cause that's all the fuck it is, a lie you telling. I mean, anybody can say you living through it. You know how to tell a lie. You all right? Now you want that like now at the end of the damn story, she done went viral. Now she want to show some feelings. Now she want to show her sensitive part, like oh it's really bothering her. Now before on in up to part 43, she was a big bad wolf. You couldn't see no emotions. Now she realized she done went viral. Now all of a sudden, oh, it's hard telling the story. Uh, it is very. Now she wanting to pause and act like she just about to cry and all of this, telling the story. Yeah, right. But you see how she cut. Didn't he get it? Didn't he finish it now? Part 43 when she was talking about he asked him, "Why did you marry me?" Well, he couldn't have married you unless you said I do. Oh, you had you. Why did you marry him when you was in doubt? Done caught him in so many lies. That ain't the question. Why he marry you? Why you marry him? Before you married him, you saw all the red flags. So why he should have turned around and that's what the question you just said when he asked you, when you asked him, you should have thrown in there. He asked me the same thing. Why did you marry him? Good morning, Red.
Story, to relive it, to face certain things out loud that
Look at her now. She want that like
I had
voice
to face
trembling.
internally. Just want to say that. So I
Look now she
will
want.
push forward to finish,
Oh, bitch, you can
but
go for it. This big, thick throat, wide back ass motherfucker. Ain't nothing wrong with her. Go along with the shenanigans to make the story look better. She sold it to people out there and they bought it. So now she got to pour it on with this sentimental act and shit. When she didn't have none of this right here when she was first telling that damn story, 1 through 43. She didn't start feeling and getting all this pausing and swallowing like she about to cry until she realized she went viral. Now, I hit one woman. I did my job. Man, what? I hope to God ain't no more women out there like the fucked up and stupid as you are. I hope the fuck it ain't none out there like that. You ain't got through to no damn body. Just show how stupid you is.
today got to
Right.
me.
Won't
The
trust him but
toll of
still
this
married
got
him.
to me today. So I know that you all are like, we're waiting on the next part. We're waiting on the next part. I appreciate that and I get it. Because if I was in those shoes, I would be waiting too and be like, where is it? So I understand that.
Girl, get to the
Um,
part.
but the toll was real today. All right. So with that being said, we are still in July of 2021.
I mean, she go
I
on
had
about
talked
nothing.
to the brother Chris. I had
Look,
talked to the
still ain't
aunt.
get ready to go
I had
back
talked to
into the
all these
conversation they
people,
had been
and
married.
now was the
Because she couldn't
time
say
where
nothing.
I had saw the receipts for the weekend jail type thing. Um, so I went ahead and did a search for his criminal history. I ran his criminal history. I did that on my own at home with my money. So this was not, I think someone had asked if I did anything with my job. No, I did not. I know better. So I ran a criminal history, or I paid for a criminal background report. For him to say that he appreciates law enforcement so much, it was obviously a lie, because the criminal history showed that he had been arrested for criminal trespassing. He had been arrested for like suspended license, suspended registration. But the big thing was impersonating an officer. If you don't know anything about impersonating an officer, it is a felony. Period, point blank. As sure as Peachtree runs from Bankhead to Buckhead, it is a felony. So,
Now
seeing
he
that,
impersonating the
seeing what
officer.
court it was in, I did another open records request for the incident report. I wanted to know exactly what the circumstances were, especially given the fact that I worked in law enforcement at the time. What were the circumstances as to how he was arrested for impersonating an officer? So I did an open records request. I got the incident report, and I'm tired of saying my jaw hit the
I'm
floor.
sick of you sitting here with
But on
this
this
stupid
one, my
ass
jaw hit the
smile.
fucking floor. I respect law enforcement. Again, I was working in an agency
Get to the story.
with a lot of great men and women. Basically, what the incident report, and I'm paraphrasing it because I
Girl,
don't
get
have it
to the
sitting in
damn
front of me.
story.
Basically, what the incident report shows is that he pretended to be an officer using a badge. I later found out it was the badge that his dad had as a former correction officer. Same last name. So he was pretending to be a police officer at an apartment complex on the south side of Atlanta and proceeded to tell people that he was an investigator and he was looking for drugs. He also proceeded to try to pat down someone, and then also proceeded to try to go into a woman's apartment and do a search. This is in the incident report.
She making up a
So,
lot of shit on this
naturally,
nigga.
the woman who he was trying to get into her apartment to do a search happened to either work with or worked at a local police department.
Now she
So
worked
she
at a
just
local
simply called her
police department.
coworkers or called her homeboys or whatever.
Lord, she
And
making it.
so
She
he
gonna
was
make it
subsequently
interesting. Ain't
arrested
she? Want to
and
make it.
subsequently was charged and found guilty. That is what I found in his criminal record report. It is fair to note, had I known that he had a criminal history, we never would have even finished date number one.
Your big
Some
fat
things
stupid
I'm
ass
just not
lying.
going to get involved with if I know from the rip.
Yeah, you lying. I mean, my thing is shouldn't have had to do all of that. Then gonna sit here and say you worked at a whole damn sheriff place, and then gonna say you won't gonna do a background check. I'm not gonna do that. Why wouldn't you? You been there 8 years and you couldn't call not one of them coworkers in there. Plus, you had access to the database. The check and do a background check on anybody if you wanted to find something out. So I'm about to. That's why I'm not about to believe all after all this long damn time. Now you pay for a background check. You get a criminal this and a criminal that, and this nigga been lying to you from day one. You ain't trusted him. Ain't did nothing but everything he say he done fell through, and no, none of that time that you want to check nothing. Now all of a sudden now you want to be a head of security, FBI, SBI, undercover. You want to be all that now. And you want somebody to feel sorry for you. Bitch, I don't feel sorry for your thick throat ass, tongue tied looking ass. I don't know. I don't feel sorry for her at all. Whatever if he did, it's been, but this is her story though. This is her story. This is how it goes. And you see how funny how she tried to make it seem where the more and more she pull up shit, the more and more she defame his character. Because mind you now, she knows she got to defame his character because everybody looking at it like, well, all he fucking did was tell you big horrific lies. He ain't beat you. He ain't take nothing from you. So she got to really defame his character by turning it all the way down. Oh, he homeless. He smell like Georgia garbage. Oh, he done lost. He was 300 pounds. He was look now. He wear large and all this other type stuff. I mean, she really got to rip him another asshole. Now he got a criminal record. Now he was impersonating an officer. Now he trespassing. Now, you know what I'm saying? Okay, where's the part up there that the aunt said they went to court for him, and oh, so ain't domestic violence ain't up there. Ain't on his criminal thing. She forgot she just talked to the aunt in 43 telling her that she went to court with him. What the aunt had to go for? She ain't explained that. But the aunt said she went with him to court for him and the ex-wife fighting. Wouldn't that be domestic violence? So what is why that ain't on the criminal report? Anyway, let's proceed with this bullshit.
So what does this mean? Again, we've been going over what's the lie, what can you confirm? I can confirm that there
you
was
a
no
big
way
fat
that this
face
man
lie?
ever had a passport to take me to London.
Well, take your
When
own
he
fat
claimed
ass
that
to
he was
London.
voting in
Liar.
the election, there's no way that he did, because he tried to tell me that he was still a registered voter in California and that he did it online. I knew it was a lie, but again, at this point in July, I'm able to confirm that, yeah, you never had a passport. You never voted. The small things that mean something to me, he never did it. He wasn't eligible to.
The small things meant something to you.
So now I
All
know
of it should have
that
meant
not
something to you if he
only
was lying.
have you, yes, been arrested. Now, what happened as a juvenile, I don't care. But you have been arrested. You have done some sort of time. And now it explains why you knew your way around the county so well. If you go back to the previous videos, I had mentioned that I was wondering, how do you know your way around here? And the story was his sister used to live in this county, and he would come visit when he would fly in from California, when he would go see his parents in Augusta. That was the story. So that explains the criminal history. And I'm also going to take you guys back and remind you when I had to go in for my polygraph, and how the polygrapher had asked me, do you know anyone that is a convicted felon that you have relationships with, blah, blah, blah. And remember, I said to him, my husband and I are estranged. I honestly don't know. Fast forward to July, where I find out that, yes, in fact, on top of everything, I was married to a convicted felon. Had no idea. No idea whatsoever. And it's nothing but the grace of God that I was honest with the polygrapher and telling him, look, I don't know what's in this man's background. To say that I have no idea who I married is an understatement. It is a complete understatement.
You made it up.
It's know who you married. Say, well, you only knew him for like 2.5 weeks before you quarantined with him. That's fair. And I can understand that, and I take responsibility for that. But in the big scheme of things, I had no idea the creature that I was sleeping next to every night.
Well, no your idea. Dumb ass fault. You big bitch.
Right, part 45, who the fuck did I marry? So we are now end of July, August time frame. During this time, Legion basically disappeared. Remember, I'm still waiting on the final divorce decree to come up. I'm actually waiting for the 30 days to be up so I can file the divorce settlement form. So I'm waiting on those 30 days to be up. I'm playing nice with him. I'm being cordial. I have uncovered all kinds of stuff. But just in case he was going to act a fool, I was trying to be cordial. So I had spoken to him on like a Monday.
Okay, I don't understand. Okay, if he don't sign the divorce decree, what you mean you got to be nice to him? I mean, ain't the understanding is, hell, after he signed the damn divorce, it's over. You ain't got, why she got to be, I mean, what you mean she got to be nice to him? She got to play nice. He done signed the damn degree. What the fuck is she talking about? Make it make sense. That's what I'm saying. Shit like that, when that she need to explain, she don't explain. Cause I'm trying to figure out why you got to be nice to him if he don't sign the papers. See, stuff like that she don't want to explain because it ain't. She know it ain't nothing to explain. She can't explain a lie when people know it's the truth to shit. She can't explain a lie.
And I was trying to get a hold of him for something, but I'm the one that initiated a phone call in the coming days.
Get hold of him for something.
Never heard from him. Never heard from him at all. He wasn't. His phone was dead. It was going straight to voicemail, and I genuinely was worried. A few days turned into a week. By the time I hadn't heard from him in a week, because I knew he was not living anywhere but his car. That I knew that.
And he living in his car, but
So
he got all his family now.
I first reached out on Facebook. Remember, even though he has told me that he had all these siblings, we know he didn't have all these siblings. But remember, I told y'all I had met the brother in Augusta, and I had met the brother in Baltimore. These are people I've met. The brother in Baltimore I talked to on FaceTime. The brother in Augusta I've actually physically met, hugged, shake hands, all that. So I reached out on Facebook to people that I remember him talking about all the time. The friend Omar, the brother in Augusta, the brother in Baltimore, another cousin in Augusta. I was doing a search for these people's names, just like, hey, have you heard from Legion? The brother in Augusta told me, no, I haven't heard from him. I've been trying to reach him, but the phone's going straight to voicemail. I knew he was living in his car. So my brain was doing everything it could not to go on the deep end. I reached out on Facebook to the brother in Baltimore. And I said,
and this stupid ass green.
Gave him my name, and I said,
if it ain't the green, it's the damn swallow.
Legion. Now, mind you, the brother in Baltimore and him have talked on speakerphone. I guess it's important that I make that distinction. They have talked on speakerphone. So I know that they have talked at least in 2020. So I said to him, again, according to Legion, they talk all the time, but I have heard them on the phone in 2020. So I said, have you talked to him? The brother from Baltimore informs me, no, I ain't talked to him. He owes me money. So I ain't got nothing to say to him. And I said, wait a second, like, he was telling me that y'all are brothers. He was like, man, he's like a brother. But I don't fuck with it. I don't fuck with him because he owes me money. So they had not spoken. This is now July 2021. They had not spoken in well over 6 months. So all the phone calls, this is what it means, guys. All the phone calls that he had with the brother in Baltimore in 2021 were not real. Then I reached out to the Omar guy, and I remember the story was that he and him known each other's years since California, worked together at the condiment company. I reached out to Omar and said, have you heard from Legion by any chance? Explained who I was. He responds with, and I'll never forget it, he responds with, no, I have not heard from him. I have absolutely no contact with him whatsoever. We are not friends, and I would appreciate if you do not reach out to me again about him. The stories I was told was that this dude is supposedly his best friend. Shocking moment. So they had not spoken in years. They're not cool. He does not fool with him. Okay. Went on to the next person, a female cousin I had met. She said, no, I have not heard from him. Why would I hear from him? We don't really talk. Like, I think she was genuinely weirded out by the fact that I'm reaching out to her out of the blue, asking, hey, by any chance, have you talked to my soon-to-be ex-husband? So what I discovered in the, because he ended up being gone for 2 weeks. What I discovered in those 2 weeks, let me be very clear with the statement I'm getting ready to make. I reached out to every person I know who apparently has had some form of relationship with him. Either he said that they were friends, they talked on the phone, he said they hung out. The brother in Baltimore, I was told, had been to the house while I was at work. Brother in Baltimore said, no, that never happened. I've never been to your house. All these people knew that Legion was a liar. And I think that they all felt bad, with the exception of the Omar guy, felt bad that I was kind of just discovering what they've known for years. In those 2 weeks, I found out every single person I reached out to, not a single one of them gave a shit if that man was dead or alive.
Now, how that made? How, I mean, really, really, even the damn all the people and stuff, everybody she talked to, every single person that she talked to about this boy. I mean, every single person hates him. Nobody gives a fuck about him. Nobody don't want to see him. Nobody don't care whether he living or dead. Everybody ain't that just so ironic? But again, this is her made up story. What can we say?
All of them had the attitude, some even said it, no, I haven't heard from him. I don't care to hear from him.
And of
It
course
was
she
as
gonna make
if
it.
it was for.
Of course she gonna make. Like I said again, he ain't really do. She didn't really paint his picture in the beginning to be a horrible person. So of course she gon' of course when it get to the end, she got to really make him look like some beat up, torn down, you know what I'm saying, really horrific type dude. Because she painted him to be nothing but a liar in the beginning. So now at the end of the story, she got to make him out to be, oh, he was a villain, oh, he did this to this person. Now none of the things that everybody she talked to, all they ever did was say that he lied. She don't never get into what they say he really did to them. Only thing is he lied. Oh, he lied. Never nobody give a whole story or she explain to why they saying they don't want to have nothing to do with him. Don't never explain none of that.
For me, it was such a sad moment
You sad.
because I discovered this man has no friends. Fuck whatever
Well,
he
that's how
has
you
said.
wrote the character to
I'm now
be.
able to prove it. He has no friends. There is nobody who is concerned that they have not heard or seen him in over 2 weeks. Some people months. One guy years. None of them were concerned. So basically, what I'm saying is that I discovered he had burned bridges with everyone. Burned bridges with family, burned bridges with so-called friends, burned bridges with fake brothers, fake sisters, fake aunties, uncles, everything. He had burned bridges with everyone. And for me, that was more telling than anything else. Yes, I knew he was a liar. Yes, I knew he had made stuff up. I was genuinely surprised to discover
Yeah, you know he makes stuff up,
nobody gave a shit about this man.
but you
No
stay with
one.
him
I had never met every single family member,
and you married him.
but the fact that he was living in his car, the fact that he wasn't bathing and was just had disappeared was shocking to me. So,
Shocking.
where was he
You
for those
been
two
knowing that he
weeks?
been living in his car, so what's
Glad you
shocking?
asked. He had checked himself into a behavioral hospital in Augusta. Why? Not to get help. No. This is July in Georgia. It's hot as hell. It's sweaty. It's damp. It's humid. It's everything. He checked himself into a hospital so he could stop sleeping in his car for 2 weeks. When he checked himself in, they took his phone, and that's why no one was able to get a hold of him. And by no one, I mean me. He checked himself into a hospital so that he could have a bed for a couple of weeks. That's the type of human being that I was dealing with.
Okay, so what's wrong with that?
Part 46.
I mean, what the fuck is wrong with? Cause he went. What do most people check their ass in a damn homeless shelter for? To quit being so out on the damn street. So what would that mean? That's the kind of person I was dealing with. I don't understand. If he got tired of sleeping in his car, he wanted to go somewhere and get a hot meal and a shower. Do that make him fucked up? Am I missing something? What do most people go to a shelter for? To get off the damn street. Some things, baby, you sit here trying to make horrific and horrible. It ain't hitting. It ain't hitting. You ain't hitting the mark. Cause you sounding real stupid. Like, oh, he did something wrong cause he went to a shelter. And I don't know what shelter do you go to where she said, oh, well, she had to make it make sense, behavioral hospital. So they took his phone. Like I said, anyway, I don't know about that, of course, but to make stories make sense in her eyes and to the people that believe her, she had to say the place took his phone. So we'll go with it.
Missing in action debacle where he disappeared for a couple of weeks. Legion started calling and texting me, telling me that he was ready to come home. Yes, you heard that correct. So apparently, someone had told him that legally he did not have to leave the house when I kicked him out because it was a marital home and he had just as much right to be there as I did. So he started harassing and calling the shit out of me. He was calling, 30 times in 1 hour. He was Facebook Messenger calling me. Let me be clear. Facebook Messenger calling me. He was calling me so much. He was messaging me saying, I'm coming home. I'm going to get some money and drive up from Augusta. You have to let me in the house. It's not fair what you're doing. All this other bullshit. It was nonstop. He would start calling at 7 o'clock in the morning. He would not stop calling until 10 o'clock at night. He was calling so much, leaving messages, like I said, just straight up harassing me. So I reached out to attorney friends. I reached out to local law enforcement.
What is
law
funny?
Enforcement informed me, well, technically, he's right because he is still legally your husband. Our divorce had not been finalized at this point. The paperwork had been sent in. I was just waiting on the judge to give me her signature, but it hadn't happened yet. So the local law enforcement did tell me if he comes back, our officers would have to let him in the house. You don't have to stay there. They gave me different options. I was trying everything in the book because he is saying I'm coming back to the house. I told him, do not come. You were not welcome. I'm not letting you in the house. Again, the locks had been changed. The code had been changed. So I told him, if you come to this house, step foot on this property, I'm calling the police and getting you arrested for trespassing. You should know about that. He was adamant. He was adamant that he was allowed back in the home. He didn't know the conversations I had with local law enforcement, but somebody was in his ear telling him, nah, you can go home because she's not allowed to kick you out. Okay. So I didn't know when he was scheduled to come because he was trying to get the money for the gas to get back to Clayton County. I tried everything I could. Basically, what my options were simple. Let him in the home, and I can stay in the home, put him in a room, just have no dealings with him. But again, I don't want to be under the same roof with him. This is what the local police told me. I could have an officer go room to room and let his body cam film the room to see the condition of the house. And if Legion showed up, I would leave the house. I can go to a family member's home and stay there. This is literally in August, right before my lease is up. So I was already moving. I had already secured another home, did exactly what I said I was going to do, moving to Cobb County. So I just needed a couple of weeks before I vacate the home. So the other option was, again, have the officer film the home with the body camera. That way it shows what the condition of the home is at the time that he moved in. So if anything gets messed up, I can sue him. What am I going to sue him for? But nevertheless, or the third option is I can stay there with him, make life miserable.
Girl, go on with this damn story.
So my plan was the option of have them film the home. I was not staying in the same house with him. I didn't care. Also, there was no guarantee, and I told the officer this. Look, if y'all allow him to stay in this house, I am telling you, by tomorrow morning, every utility in this house will be off. He will have no running water. He will have no air condition. This place will feel like a sauna.
Okay. Why you gotta tell them that?
And was like, again, ma'am, I mean, this is one of those domestic situations. He is allowed in the home. Okay. So again, I had no idea when he was coming. I was on pins and needles every day. I'm seeing the phone ring, like I said, about 30 times every hour. I'm seeing the messages. I'm seeing this. I had reached out to a police captain. I had reached out to the chief of police. I was trying to get all kinds of help. Like, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. So he eventually tells me, I'm going to be there on Wednesday. This is just an example. I'm going to be there on Wednesday. I had been calling a police captain who was really gracious, really kind, and was trying to help me, because I was like, bro, I just need 2 weeks and I'm out of this house. And we already knew he legally could not go to the new house. I was trying to see if I could move in early to the new place. The landlord was like, I really can't let you. So I felt like I was running out of options. He's saying he's coming. He's saying he's coming. He's adamant he's coming. I guess somebody felt sorry and gave him some gas money so he could drive from Augusta up to Clayton County. So the day before all this goes down, the police captain called me, and he informs me that they ran his name through GCIC, which is a database that law enforcement agencies use. Turns out he has a warrant for his arrest. So the police captain says this changes everything. If he shows up to the house, don't do anything. Call us. I will have officers to your home, and they will simply arrest him.
Right.
So I know that this is a short part, but I'm going to dedicate the next part to what happened when he showed up to my house. Part 47, who the fuck did I marry? So here's what happened. This was mid-August. Went to work as usual. It actually happened on a Friday. I had to look at the dates. It happened on a Friday. Went to work. Still, he was calling me, texting me, messaging me that he was on his way. And so I was a bit on pins and needles all day. I was dreading going home, and that is a horrible feeling, to dread to go home. So he had called me and said that he was at the house in the driveway. I guess he had to use the restroom, so he decided to go to the Walmart up the street to go use the bathroom. I wasn't answering phone calls. I wasn't answering text messages. I simply called the police captain. I said, hey, he's saying that he's at the house. The police captain himself drove by the house, but I believe he drove by the house when Legion went to Walmart to use the bathroom. So the police captain was like, I don't see anyone there, but again, if when you get home, if he is there, do not engage, call us. Okay, no problem, because I got you on speed dial. So I go home, I'm on the phone with both my mother and my aunt on a three-way call. They're both like, oh my God, you know, what do we need to do? I drive into my subdivision. What he did not know was that he had backed into the driveway up against the garage. Normally, I park my car in the garage, but what he didn't know was that at the time I was driving a fleet car. So I wasn't even in my normal car. And I know that he was waiting to see my car, the Nissan Altima that he helped get, pull in to the subdivision and then pull in towards my townhome. That didn't happen. Because I'm in a different car, he didn't recognize it. So when I turned onto my street, as sure as it is hot in Georgia in the summer, that man was sitting in the driveway in his Ford Taurus. Okay? So I live at the time not far from a cul-de-sac. So when you go straight down, you just turn around the cul-de-sac to come back up. So that's exactly what I did. I went to the corner, turned off so that I can see the house, but he would not have been able to see me. I went ahead and called 911. I was very calm, told them exactly what the captain had told me to say. I was like, my name is, the address is, I need police here because my ex-husband is here. He is not supposed to be here. And I feel as though I am in danger. She said, okay. She, again, regular phone call. She said, we're dispatching police to your home. As soon as I hang up, I then call the police captain.
How that don't make sense now? Now he had all the right. He got the right to be there. Now I understand the part she's saying that she don't feel safe or whatever, and that'll bring them out. But now did she just get through doing a whole part 46 saying that he's supposed to be there? He had all the right in the world. He knew he's supposed to be there. Now when the fuck did it change up that he don't supposed to be there? When? I told you y'all, whoo, her and these damn lies.
He immediately answers the phone. He says, we just got the call. I'm sending 4 officers your way. Okay, good. Get off the phone, call my mom and my aunt back because they were both like, call us back. Call them back on 3-way. I continue to sit there until I see 4 officers, 4 cars pull in and stop just in front of my house. So then I ease up. He gets out the car.
4 cars
I guess
now.
Trying to see what's going on.
4
I explain
police
to the
cars.
officer that walks to my window. I say, this is what's going on. So I was trying to sound extra law enforcement smart. I was like, check him through GCIC. You're going to find that he has a warrant out for his arrest for violation of probation. And the officer kind of smirked because she was like, we know. We already checked GCIC. The captain called us. So I was like, okay. So anyway,
big fat
they tell me to
bitch.
sit in the car. They go up to the window.
Ain't nothing funny about nothing you saying or
and
cute.
Ask him to step out of the car. He does. When he stepped out of the car, I was like, oh my God. I hadn't seen him since the end of June when I met him at the UPS store. And he looked bad then. He was still in the same clothes. When I told you guys when I met him, he was like a size 3X. What got out of the car was easily a medium or large.
You know she lying. You know she lying.
And it makes sense because, he probably wasn't eating. Except for somebody gave him $6 for chicken nuggets. But what got out of the car was something I didn't even recognize.
And what
So
chicken
he
nuggets
gets
got to
out the
do with it?
car, they arrest him.
Why would he buy chicken nuggets?
There was no incident or anything like that. He was arrested peacefully.
Didn't she just say he was in a behavioral facility for 2 weeks? Didn't she just say that? Now you know they were feeding him, and you know he was washing them in the damn facility. They won't let them stay in that smelling rank. And you know that they gave him clothes. Make it make sense, bitch. Make it make sense.
Put him in the back seat. My neighbors are all looking like, what is going on? And so the officer comes up to me and she said, he's asking to speak to you. Do you want to speak to him? I said, yeah. So she walks with me. Keep in mind, she's wearing a body cam. So she walks with me to the window. They put the window down. And I remember looking at him. I was like, I told you not to come. And he said, I just wanted to get my stuff. I just wanted to get the TV. I said, what TV? The TV that you gave me in the divorce? And he was like, yeah, that TV. And I said, it's mine. You gave it to me. I have the fucking text messages proving that you gave me the TV. And I'm trying not to scream because the neighbors are all
they
watching.
arguing about a damn TV.
He's like, I know. I just needed my stuff. I'm sorry. I'll never bother you again. I'm sorry. And so I look at the officer and I was like, you have me out here with 4 fucking police cars. You called him, you big head bitch. You have made a fool of me, and you got the audacity to now be like, I'm sorry. I'm like, fuck, you're sorry. So the officer was kind of like, okay. I said, I never want to see you again. He was like, you won't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So I walk off. The officer is like going through the stuff that was in his wallet. They took it out and put it on the roof of the car. So the stuff that was in his pants, like his wallet, his keys, they put it on the roof of the car when they had him get out the car. And so she's just like, I said, did you catch all that on body cam? And she said, yeah. I said, he gave me the TV. And she said, yeah. She's like, we're going to take him in. And
what is so bad, big girl? You say you threw the shit away.
In her words, she said he's definitely having a mental episode right now in the back seat. And I just shrugged and I was just like, my God, I just said, I just want to be done with him. I just want to be done. And so she was like, I understand. I totally get it. So his car is in my driveway. The keys and everything are, they took it with them because I guess since it was on him, they took it with them for processing at the jail.
They should have took the car. That don't make sense.
How that works.
They should have took the car.
I didn't see the wallet or the keys afterwards. So at this point, 4 officers leave. I go into the house. Everything's peaceful and calm. A few minutes later, I go outside to check the mail.
Now she wants to check the mail.
But a letter from the court. I open it up. I go into the house because, again, it's hot. I had my wig on. My head is all sweaty and stuff. I'm just angry and just angry. That raised my blood pressure. So I go in the house. I sit on the steps inside the house and I open up the mail from the judge, and it's my final divorce decree. And I'm smiling right now, but y'all, when I got that divorce decree sitting on the stairs,
damn, this shit give me the heebie-jeebies.
I broke down into ugly Oprah tears. I broke down. It was as if a year worth of weight came off of me.
Why such? Why?
I wailed.
Why? He didn't do nothing to you. Why?
I broke down.
You can't even explain why you broke down.
So bad.
Why?
Next part.
You put this
All
shit on
right,
yourself.
part 48. Who the fuck did I marry? So after I finished breaking down, wiped my tears, and his car is still in the driveway. I couldn't park in the driveway. So I called the car company. I had called the car company once before when he went missing for those 2 weeks to ask them if they maybe had a tracker on the car and could track it. And the nice gentleman informed me that the tracker had not been giving a signal off for about 5 months. So he wouldn't really give me details on the car, but obviously the car had not, the car payment was not being made on that car. It had not been made on that
Now
car
the car
for quite
payment
some
won't be
time.
paid.
So he and I split in June, but apparently the car payment wasn't made long before June. Can't speak to that, but he still had the car. So called the car company. I told them, I understand that y'all looking for this Ford
But
Taurus.
this a
And the
story.
lady said, yes, or you can make a payment. I said, no, y'all can come get it. Here's the address. When do y'all want to get it? And she said, well, I can have a driver come get it tomorrow morning. I said, no problem. That car will be ready for you to get it tomorrow morning. And so the car was repossessed out of my driveway the next morning, Saturday. The driver was there about 7 o'clock in the morning. He had the master key for the car, cranked it up, drove it, put it on the tow truck, and left. Here's what that now means. When Legion left my house in June, he left with 2 bags of clothes. Everything else was in my house. At the end of July, or towards the end of July, everything that he had left in my house had been donated to the domestic violence shelter, which means that the only thing that Legion had were the clothes that he had taken with him in the car. When he got arrested in my driveway, all of his clothes were still in the car. And when the car got repossessed Saturday morning, all of the clothes were in there. Which means that when he went to jail, whenever he got out, he only got out with keys to a car he no longer had, a wallet with probably no money in it, and the clothes that were on his back. Everything else was gone. Now we can fast forward to what happened around August 29th. So I was scheduled to move August 31st. Remember, I'm moving up to Cobb County. We had been checking the court documents. He had a court date scheduled for around August 29th or August 30th. I don't remember the exact date. The court time was supposed to be around 9 o'clock in the morning. My mom was watching the court filings online.
She's just so full
And
of the
according to her,
lies and
because I
shit.
missed it, they showed him on the screen because
This
this
bitch
was
is
still
sick.
during Zoom.
She is
They showed
sick
him on the screen,
and mentally
and then
disturbed.
he was ushered out of the court
She the
into like a back
pathological
area,
liar.
and an
Not him.
attorney spoke on his behalf. Between the time that he had been arrested and the time of the court date, I had never in my life slept so good. Truthfully, never slept so good. I was officially divorced. I had no ties to him. There was nothing in the house of his there was nothing of his that was still in the house. I felt free. So when the court date happened and my mom told me what she saw on the Zoom, I was confused. Is he getting out? Is he having to serve time? What's going on? I called the courts. I tried to speak to his attorney, and his attorney had a horrible attitude and was like, why are you calling me? And I informed him, I said, look, I'm a bit afraid of this man. So can you please just tell me if
Why
he's
you
been
afraid
released,
of him?
or is he going to be
What
kept,
have he done to her to
or
make
if
her
he is
scared
going to
of
be
him?
sentenced to a longer jail term? He said no, he's not being kept in a longer jail term because the warrant had expired. So when the police arrested him, yes, it was a valid arrest, but the warrant had expired. So I believe the warrant had expired like 6 months earlier, but of course it wasn't put in the system. Which means that if the court date is August 29th, he's going to be released August 29th or August 30th. I'm moving August 31st. So my mom was just like, please just spend the night at your aunt's house. Like, just spend the night at your aunt's house, then go back to the house during the day. The movers will be there, and then just move. So that's exactly what I did, because there was concern that he would get out of jail angry and catch a Uber with no money and come back to the house, either for retaliation or because he's just in a fucking manic mode. And so that's where he went. I really didn't want to take any chances. It's just that simple. I did not want to take any
Bitch, you won't
chances.
scared of
I
him.
knew that at that point,
Not your big greasy wide back
legally the
ass
law's on my side.
that can beat
Y'all are divorced.
all
You
the
have no
Notre
reason to
Dame
be at this
team.
home.
Not you scared of
I knew
him.
that that's what the
Hell, you
police would
won't
say.
scared of him.
But
You won't scared of him when you got in his damn face and told him you would drag him all over that floor. He's standing at 6'4" and all this other shit. Now all of a sudden, now you scared of him? You scared of him and you done said, oh, he done lost all that weight? Your big double wide back ass and you scared of him? Bitch, please.
I wasn't 100% sure, because truthfully speaking, I did not know this man. We can make all the jokes we want. I did not know this man.
Well, you show open your big wide fat black ass legs and gave him that ass and you didn't know him. You moved him in your damn house and you didn't know him. You riding up and down the damn road with him and you didn't know him. Now all of a sudden now, oh, he done went to jail and all this stuff. He really, you ain't put nowhere in his character was violent towards you. You didn't have it in there. Even when you were throwing him the fuck out, he was getting out. You didn't paint his character as being violent. So why now all of a sudden that you mad and you scared of him? Oh, because it make the story more interesting. I get it. And but now when he was standing there 6'4" and getting out, you won't scared of him. You could drag him if him and the Notre Dame whole football team beat the whole team in one breath. Bitch. Now all of a sudden now you scared of him.
So, needless to say, he got released August 30th. I went to my aunt's house for the night. August 31st, I went back to the house. The movers were there. They packed me up, and we got out of there so quick. I think they packed me up in about 2 hours. I honestly told them there is extra money in this if you guys can get me packed up, meaning loaded up onto the truck.
Ain't nobody packed you up in no 2
but
hours.
I explained to them this
Y'all
is a
know
domestic
that's a damn
situation.
lie. You been
I
a
need you guys to
damn.
move quickly.
You been in that damn house all of 3 years. Ain't no. I don't give a fuck what moving company you call and shit. They got the load shit up, pack shit up. Ain't no way in the fuck they moved her in no damn 2 hours. I know that's a lie. Unless you didn't have shit in that motherfucker. That's the only way that you got out of that. They got you out of there in 2 hours. Ain't no way in the hell they moved you. A bedroom set, living room set, a kitchen set. You know, I don't give a fuck how much money you unless they had about 50 damn people in that house moving you, might be where you got gone in 2 hours. But no, ain't nobody moved you and packed you up in 2 hours, you lying bitch.
When I moved out of that house on August 31st, anything that Legion touched, I got rid of. I sold the furniture.
You see what you said?
I sold dining room tables. I donated plates, glasses. When I tell you I moved out and I started over, I completely purged my life. Completely started over. I mean,
so that's why I come out and understand why you standing out there arguing with him about the TV.
Into my new home that reminded me of him. From the dishes in the kitchen to the towels in the linen closet. When I tell you Amazon and Ross were my best friends, I mean they were my best friends, because I could not fathom
Bitch,
moving
go on. Okay,
into
we
a
get
new
it.
home,
We
a
get
new
it. We get
space
it. We get
with
it.
anything that reminded
We
me of
get it.
him.
Go on and
I
stop
sold the bed,
prolonging this damn
got a
bullshit
new
story.
bed.
Come on.
If he had bought me clothes, I got rid of them.
We get it,
If he bought
stupid.
me shoes and purses, okay, I kind of kept the heels. But um, everything else I got rid of. So
I know
I
your
completely
big heavy
purged my
duty
life.
ass ain't walking in
Completely.
on damn heels.
Started
I know
over
you lying.
from the bottom in terms of just the move.
Why is you
Um,
prolonging this shit? We get it. We
I
get
could
it.
not take any piece of him with me.
We get it. Move
Could
on.
not.
Move on.
Part 49, who the fuck did I marry? So after the whole, I moved and I
Damn,
started
she
over,
too. She go.
basically.
Like I
Completely
said, she
started
go
over.
into the lamest shit
So
to
there was a period
detail
of time where different people
because
had
she ain't
reached
got
out
nothing
to
else to
me.
say.
People who knew him, apparently he was still trying to find a couch to sleep on. And so one guy in particular had reached out to me because I guess Legion had asked him if he could come and stay with him and his family, because he was homeless and had nowhere to go. And so he had lied and told the guy, because again, he's a liar. So he had lied and told the guy that, I had kicked him out. We're divorced. I had taken all his money. And so that's why he's homeless. So the gentleman simply was reaching out to me on Facebook to confirm what is actually true. And he and I talked, because he ended up calling me. He and I talked for a while. Very respectful, really nice guy. Very compassionate.
And you know she
And
lying because when
so
they let you out of
I
jail, you
told him,
got to give
I
them
was
a
like,
home address.
I said, we are divorced.
You got to give
So
them a home
I
address when you
have
leave jail.
nothing
Now, right there's
to
a
do with
lie.
him. I said, I wouldn't bring him in my house with my family if I were you. But that's just me. And so the guy was like, lady, he didn't say lady, but he was like, lady, you dodged a bullet. He was like, I know you may not see it now, my sister, but you dodged a bullet.
How he telling you you dodged a bullet? He
time.
calling you and asking
And
you, trying to confirm with you, is it okay that he stayed? Now he telling you, whew, I am glad this is what, 2 more down. I am sick of this bitch, y'all. I'm sick of
so,
listening to her.
just in talking to him, he was very encouraging. Like, it sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders. It sounds like you're a good woman. And no, he was not flirting at all. He was like, it sounds like you're a good woman. And I
Well,
really
you hot in the
hope
ass.
this
You
does
probably
not
did
mess you
give him
up.
some
Like,
ass.
don't let him mess you up. Don't let him,
You probably
like,
gave him some
diminish your
ass.
shine, kind of thing. And I appreciate that. I did. Because at that time, again, had moved into my new place. 2021 was the worst year I ever had. I'm not saying that so that 2024 can be like, hold my beer. But 2021 was a dark year. Started out married, end of the year divorce, end of the year with COVID and divorce. And that period of time, that August, September time, I felt like I was just walking around like a numb woman. I didn't know if I was coming or going. I didn't know I didn't know what to do because I felt like I had just been through hell. And it was a period of time where I had to sit down and I had to really, really deal with some stuff that I just simply was not ready to deal with. Things that I had to come to grips with that
That
I
you a
really
big
wasn't ready
ass
to come to
liar?
grips with. So, fast forward all this time, get to December of 2021. Yes, this is where the story does end. Get to December
Thank
of
God.
2021. I am out sick with COVID. I'm not at work. I get a phone call from my coworker telling me that Legion has called our job looking for me and was trying to get information to trying to get information on how to reach me. Yes, I had already changed my number. Again, I had already moved, but he knew where I worked. So apparently, he had called trying to find me, and the person that answered the phone was like, we're not going to give you that information. So he said, well, can you ask her to give me a call? I'm just trying to get a hold of her so I can get my stuff. The stuff he's talking about are those tote bags from July. So he was calling. And it was a problem. He was trying to reach out to me on Facebook. He was trying to reach out to family members on Facebook, trying to get me to call him so that he could make arrangements to come get his stuff. The devil is a lie. So my friend Tracy, who came to my rescue again, my friend Tracy was like, okay, here's what you're going to do. She said, you're going to send him a message and you are going to say these exact words. I sent him a text message, she said, and she told me, you're going to send a text message because it's going to be time stamped.
Yeah.
And basically the text message says, I do not have your stuff. I did not have your stuff. I have nothing that belongs to you. If you continue to, you are disrupting the work of my job by calling and asking for me. We have no contact with each other. I will send you a copy of the divorce decree that shows whatever is in your possession you own and whatever is in my possession I own. If you contact me directly or indirectly ever again, I will get a restraining order on you. Now, for those of you who are watching this in 2024, and you're probably like, wow, she's dramatic. Please understand that what I just said, I meant.
And what address for that?
I mean that. If you ever try to contact me directly or indirectly, I will get a restraining order.
Address.
I have it in writing. I've always had it in writing. And if I need to rewrite it again in 2024, I will, because the boundaries still stand. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last time I had any contact whatsoever with my pathologically lying ex-husband.
Get it right then. So we did this
Part 50.
I told y'all that the address was wrong.
So, the aftermath. There are some realizations I had to come to after the divorce and everything had passed. One, Legion never loved me. He never loved me. He doesn't love himself, so I know he didn't love me. Number two, he didn't even like me. He watched me get excited about things that he knew I was not going to get. And not even just the possession stuff. Like, of course, we know I was excited to be the woman whose husband is like, I'm taking my wife to London. I was excited to be the woman whose husband was like, yeah, I bought my wife a brand new BMW X5. You have to understand is all the jokes that we make about the BMW.
Hello?
It was the time and effort that he spent in taking me to dealerships and being sure to put me in the car and test drive the car and, oh, I can see you in this. I like this for you. It seems safe. It was the effort to really make me believe that he was going to get this.
Thank you for calling.
Just for him to fuck with me. The effort in taking me to all these homes to see my face light up as a woman who grew up on welfare, to be able to walk into these 4 and 5 bedroom homes knowing that he didn't have any money to buy it. Imagine if he had just been honest and said, hey, I like in my free time to go to open houses and just see how the other people live. Imagine if he had just said that versus.
No, imagine if you would have had a damn brain. That's what you need to imagine. You didn't have a brain. Don't blame it on him. Don't blame this whole get up and shit story, jacked up story on him. You want the victim? The fuck is you talking about? Imagine this. Imagine he like to see me. Charlotte Whitley.
Wasting not only my
2170.
time, but the wasting the time of the realtors who did
I was
nothing
just talking
wrong.
to somebody, but the phone went
There's
dead
a level of
about the
cruelty
order.
to
They
my
were
ex
trying to
husband
get the
that I
address
had
right.
never experienced
Y'all
before.
sent the first order
And
out to the
God
wrong
knows, I
address.
pray I never experience it
The
again.
correct address is 1093.
That's the
I
word
went over this
that comes
last
to
week,
mind when I think of
about
him.
two
He is
weeks ago with
cruel.
somebody, and the address
To
is supposed to
and
be
it wasn't
incorrect.
just me, he did it to the ex-wife. So do I trust? No. No. I trust the people who were in my life before him. If we were friends or if we were in a
Correct.
relationship or whatever and I knew you before him, I trust you explicitly. But if you're somebody I just met, I don't trust you. I don't. There's no point in me getting on here and saying and making it seem like, oh, I'm so strong, I'm so brave. I struggle big time. Because on one hand, I want to like someone. On the other hand, I'm immediately thinking, what if it's a repeat? And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I can't go through that again. I can't. Um, every
Yeah.
single thing in our relationship was a lie. It took me a while to realize every single day this
Hello?
man lied to me. Every single day he lied to me. Every conversation he had was a lie. I will never know how much he lied to me. I'll never know. I've made my peace with it.
Well, you put up with it, you fat face frog. You wanted to go through all that shit. Don't blame him. Blame yourself. You cannot blame somebody when you freely and voluntarily added yourself in like that. That man didn't have nothing gun or nothing to your head. He held you hostage. You voluntarily got with him, moved in him in your spot.
I will never know how deep it really truly goes. I only know what I experienced and I only know what God allowed me to see. But I'm willing to bet that there's a lot I still don't know. When people say, "Oh, you dodged a bullet," like you just, and I've read a lot of the comments on this, and people have sent me a lot of the comments. And so I need to make one thing very clear. I am fully aware I dodged a bullet. I am so grateful to my God that I did not have that man's child. I'm sorry if that offends some of you,
Just my fourth
but
phone call.
it's the
Please,
truth.
just go ahead on and
I'm
order what I
grateful that
need. Charlotte Wheeler
we didn't
2170.
buy a
Before it hang
house
up again.
and that I'm not
And y'all didn't
financially
send it out.
tied to him
And it's to the address
in
1093
any
Whitley
way,
Road.
shape, or form. But I am also grateful for the fact that
No, I haven't
there are
got nothing the
things
last time. This will be the
about
first
my
order.
ex
Y'all send it
husband
to
that
the
I
wrong address.
discovered in terms of how he is when it comes to other women.
Correct.
And I'm grateful that God has kept me and protected me.
So we hang up, just, yeah,
That's all I'm going
submit
to
the
say.
order.
So when I started out making this series,
Thank
and
you.
I made the decision to tell my story,
Bye.
my motive was I just want to help one person. If there is a woman out there who's like, God, I want to be married and I met this guy and something don't seem right, but maybe it's not that bad. My advice is, honey, just go ahead and do your research because I can honestly tell you, being single sucks. Okay, in my opinion, sometimes it sucks, but being married to the wrong person is
Girl,
a
you don't
type
need to
of
get
hell
nobody no
I
advice.
don't want you
None
to
at
feel.
all. Ain't no way in the world you need to
You
sit
should
here
not
and
have
get
to be
nobody
married to
no
someone
advice.
that does not like
Ain't
you.
nobody
You
listening
should
to
not have
that.
to be married to someone that doesn't even love you. And I know what that is like. I know what it's
You
like
put
to be
yourself
told
in
you
there.
very
Ain't
much
nobody
do
else
not
gonna
love
be as
you.
dumb as you are.
And yet,
Dumb as you made this
I
story.
swear I think
Please.
that man sat back in the recliner with his WWE Championship Roman Reigns belt and laughed his ass off at me every day. Like, damn, she really believed that. Ha 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 ha. I do. I really do think
I
that.
would have too. If you were dumb
My
enough to say
radar
him
was
come in
running
and let him control your life like that,
because
why
I
wouldn't he
am an
laugh?
intelligent woman,
No, you ain't intelligent. Don't put that on
and I know
intelligent.
that
Do not
I
put
know
that
better.
on intelligent. Ain't nothing
And I
about you
still
intelligent.
sometimes ask
Not
myself,
even that
how
plastered
the
ass
fuck
wig you
did you
wearing.
let this happen? How did you let this be your story?
Cause you stupid. You wide back. You thick throat.
All because
You wanted some
at the
dick. That's
time
it. You
I
wanted
wasn't
some
even sure
straight
my
dick and
time,
you got it.
and I hoped it was
Ain't
my
nothing
time.
intelligent about your stupid
Now
ass. I'm
people say,
trying
well, what do
sorry.
you mean by
I
that?
don't know
I
what the
just
hell
feel
Tamara Hall
we all
and
see it,
Robert Roberts
whether it's
saw in
social
you.
media or real life. We all
I'm through
see
listening. I'm
where
glad this is at
a
50
woman had
and
she done
shit
been through some
because,
stuff and she
baby,
finally met someone who
mm-mm.
appreciates, loves,
Ain't
and
no way in
respects
hell
her. And
nobody
it
as
is a
stupid as
beautiful
you
thing.
walking on this planet
I
of the
had
earth. I
hoped
refuse to believe it.
that when I met him,
I
it was my
refuse to
turn for
believe
that.
it. Now I know
And
motherfucking women walk around and
instead
get
of being
their ass towed up
obedient, I wanted to do
and with
right
abuse
and
and
I
shit and
wanted
they
to
stay
do
with a
what I
nigga. But
wanted to
they, I mean,
do.
hey,
And the
we know they got
cost
a
of
mental
that
thing going on,
decision,
but won't shit claim to be wrong with you except for being a
was heavy.
pathological liar.
The toll of reliving this whole scenario
Won't shit.
was heavy.
No, it won't.
It,
Heavy
it,
as your
it was.
motherfucking big
But I
ass
was
back.
surprised at how hard it was to actually finish this
Oh please,
playlist.
yeah, it wasn't that damn
Not
hard.
because I couldn't
After
remember
this,
stuff.
after your
I
shit
probably
went
remember
viral
way more
and all
details
these
than what
people
I
reaching
actually
out,
put
bitch,
out.
please.
But it's just the fact that it's
You
like
tell
I'm
that to
reminding
them
myself,
motherfuckers that you got
how did you let this
Robert
happen?
Robertsons and Tamara Hall,
So
motherfucker. Tell them. I bet you won't get Tasha K
therapy
like
is
that.
real.
Go talk to Tasha
Therapy
K.
helps. Stella Rosa Black helps too.
Yeah, go talk to Tasha K
And yes,
and see
I
where it get you.
will
And I bet you
one
leave
day
that
get to
motherfucker
London.
crying.
I will
That's who I want to get hold of your
get
ass,
that dark
Tasha
blue
K.
BMW X5 with
Cause you
cognac
one damn thing
interior.
about it, you
Um,
not getting ready to pull the wool with Tasha
I
K.
believe I will get those things.
She and if I like
I
I
just got to
said,
get it
you
done a
talk.
different route.
I know I'm talking over her,
So,
but I'm done listening to her
thank
stupid
you
ass.
all for being on the
That's why I come.
playlist of Who the Fuck
Yeah,
Did I
that's
Marry?
exactly
I
why
promise I will
I'm
go
done
live
because
and
I
I
don't
will
want to
let
hear
you all
nothing
know
else
when
this
I go
bitch got to
live
say.
so that
She
we
at
can have
the end, and that's what the
a
story this need to be
wine night
because
full of question and
her
answers.
thick throat ass ain't did nothing but play the motherfucking
Thank you
world.
for watching.
She found a way to play the motherfuckers, and that's what she done. Period. So, I ain't buying a motherfucking thing that she is saying. She can, whatever she do, whatever the shit that she was saying. Now, my next venture will be listening to what this lying old ass Legion. This character they put together called Legion. I'm gonna analyze that, but no, I don't believe nothing this bitch said. Not shit. I ain't about to sit here and fall for her okie doke like y'all did. No, not all of y'all, but most of y'all believe this shit that this woman was saying. Then talking about she can't imagine, and then want to try to get somebody some damn relationship advice. You can't give me shit, bitch. No, you can't give me shit. Don't you dare. Don't you dare talk to no damn body about no damn a relationship advice. Cause you still ain't learned nothing. You still dumb as hell. At the end of everything that you done told, you still dumb as fuck. And with that being said, I will see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for spending this time with me. Y'all have a good rest of the day. And I'm out.